Hello guys, I am going to give an insight into my project which I have done during my 6 months internship at VMware. The project name is Cross Cloud Content for VMware Cloud Services. So, when someone, assume a developer, has to deploy an application on a virtual machine hosted on cloud, what he has to do? He has to manually spin up the VM and run commands over it to configure the application. In addition to that, if there are some additional resources which are required by the application, the developer has to manually spin up more VMs and configure those resources on the VM and make an interaction between the application hosting VM and the resources VMs. So what VCS provides? VCS provides a platform, VMware Cloud Assembly, in which the developer can deploy the blueprints which automates all of these steps. Blueprint will automatically spin up the VM and run the necessary commands to configure an application, run, and it also spin up another VMs for the resources for the application and make a configuration on those resources too. These blueprints will be available to the developers out of the box from the VCS marketplace, from where they can download and deploy the application with just single click. And in addition to that, the developer also has the flexibility to write his own blueprint and deploy the application he wants. I have written two blueprints for this. The first blueprint is Nginx server cluster on Amazon AWS. And the second one is blueprint for Drupal content management system over LAMP stack. Firstly, we will talk about the first blueprint, which is Nginx server cluster on Amazon AWS. This blueprint automates the deployment of a cluster of Nginx servers on Amazon EC2, that is Elastic Compute Cloud instances, with an ELB, that is Elastic Load Balancer. The Elastic Load Balancer ensures that the incoming traffic is spread across all of the Nginx servers within the cluster so that a single Nginx server doesn't become the point of failure, and ensures high availability. So the developer can dump all of his web app contents into the S3 bucket, and this blueprint pulls all of the contents from the S3 bucket, and the website is deployed on the Nginx server hosted on EC2 instance. Log rotate service has also been set up, and the server logs are automatically pushed into the S3 bucket, which can then be referred directly from the S3 bucket for debugging purposes. This is the network topology and the components for the blueprint for Amazon AWS Nginx server cluster. So this is cloud network, and the load balancer is the only point of contact on the public network. There is a cloud network, then a load balancer, then a cluster of Nginx servers hosted on EC2 instances, and an S3 bucket from where the web app contents are pulled. This is the architecture. So this is public network, load balancer. There are two Nginx servers in this particular architecture within the cluster. So the HTML content is within the S3, and the blueprint pulls it from the S3 into the Nginx servers. Also, the logs are pushed into the S3 by all of the Nginx servers in the cluster. Actually, this VMware Cloud Assembly is in beta phase, so it's down right now. See, but I have already deployed an Nginx server cluster. I will show you. So this is the S3 bucket from where the contents are pulled. I have put all the contents in this S3 bucket. So this is the particular folder for the web application contents, and this is for the logs. These two are the files which are pulled from the S3 bucket. So these are the two Nginx servers within the cluster. Let's see whether a blueprint has pulled the content and deployed it over this instance. Yes, it works. Yeah, this is the blueprint for this particular application. So coming to the second blueprint. So the second blueprint is blueprint for Drupal on LAMP stack with multi-node MySQL cluster. What this blueprint does? It deploys a Drupal CMS, that is content management system, on LAMP stack. LAMP stack is nothing but Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP stack. All of this together makes a LAMP stack. The backend used in this blueprint is a multi-node MySQL cluster. So it provides a Drupal base for VMware Cloud Services customers on top of which they can build their web applications. The multi-node MySQL cluster ensures high availability and throughput. This is the top network topology and the components of the blueprint. So this particular infrastructure is similar to the AWS blueprint for Nginx server cluster. So this is the Drupal which is installed over the EC2 instances, and it has the MySQL management node, and these two are the MySQL data nodes. So in this particular blueprint, one management node and two data nodes have been used. Management nodes control and manage the data nodes. The data nodes are the actual points where MySQL data is stored, and the data nodes sync data between themselves. This MySQL cluster can also participate in replication with other MySQL clusters. So this is the architecture. So this is Linux, Apache, MySQL and PHP, which is configured over the Drupal VM1 and also VM2. This SQL has one management node which talks to two data nodes. For this one also I have deployed and created the required environment. As you can see, this is the Drupal node, and these are the two SQL nodes which I have deployed. So let's see it works. This is the public IP for this EC2 instance. I will copy it and try to access it. Yeah, it works. See. This is the username and password which Blueprint asks while deploying to the developer. So I have successfully logged into my Drupal application, and now I can configure it by manually installing the modules and extending it. See, all there's no error and all of the required configuration has been configured. This is the blueprint for Drupal. In this, we provide the configuration for the SQL1 node, and this is the configuration for SQL2 node, and this is the actual EC2 instance where the Drupal is installed. There's a cloud network. So the tools and technologies used in this project are AWS, Amazon Web Services, cloud computing, Amazon S3 bucket within the AWS content management system, MySQL cluster, and the shell scripts, of course. So this is all about the blueprints and the two particular blueprints which I have written. Thank you.